Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. How are you all doing today? It is time to talk MLB The Show 24 in the 10-minute mailbag. The game is not dead to some of us. It's worth making content over, so we're going to do that moving forward. It's not going anywhere. In the 10-minute mailbag, I take your questions from YouTube, or in this case this week, from Discord, and I answer them in full, and we have good conversations around the game. So if you're curious about anything that I could maybe lend a hand on, lend you my opinion for, put it down below, put it in the Discord, and I'll see if I can get to it next week. And let's get on to this week's questions. I would like to make a quick public service announcement before we begin. Clearly, my MLB The Show content isn't going anywhere. Have I been dabbling in college football on Wednesdays and Fridays? Yes. There are some bozos, and I am not afraid to call them bozos, in the comments upset at me for making college football content. Well, here's my answer to you. I don't care what you think. I provide free YouTube content to people. It is up to you whether you find it entertaining or not. I'm not going to force you to watch something you don't enjoy, but it's free. So I'm going to do whatever the heck I want, and that's the end of the PSA, so thank you. And for the non-bozos, by the way, Wednesdays and Fridays, 9 a.m., we are rebuilding the Marshall Thundering Herd. We stink at the game. We're getting better every time we turn it on, so just check in on that if you'd like to. But now, 10 minutes on the clock. This is the 10-minute mailbag after all. We've got two great questions. Weren't a lot of questions last week, and that's fine, but we got two really good ones in the Discord. They are from people who frequently ask questions, and I, of course, don't mind answering their questions, but if you, a newbie, would like your question asked, put it somewhere so I can find it. But we will begin with our boy Kev Span. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Our first question from Kev Span. Am I wrong to feel jaded or cynical about the timing of this awesome content? It feels like they know exactly how to make compelling content, but they waited until their backs were against the wall. Feels like too little too late for me. So, first, Kev is referencing the incredible, honestly, the incredible all-star content. We're going to talk about all of it in depth in tomorrow's podcast episode. And then he's relating that to the release of College Football 25. So I have a couple stances on this. First of all, you can feel however you want to feel. You're never wrong to feel what you're feeling. If you think the timing is too coincidental, feel however you'd like to feel. It's an interesting situation because, of course, college football is here. College Football 25 was going to take eyes off of every video game. No matter what. I've said this before. MLB The Show could be the best MLB The Show ever, and college football is still going to take eyes away from it. That's just the nature of a game coming out when it hasn't been out in a decade plus or whatever it's been. And, as you said later on in your question, I didn't screen grab it, but as you said later on, all-star content is always good. Mostly. For MLB The Show. They always nail MLB The Show all-star content. Always, always, always. Mostly. The draft content has been a sick new addition. The cards have been good. I think what's different about this year and why it feels out of place is because they had been in a rhythm of giving us a lot of bad cards all the time. Pretty much every large content drop was considerably bad, which is not good. But it feels like they upped the overalls, they upped the builds, they upped the ability for us to use all the cards that dropped. And I'm glad they did, and I'm happy they did. But it does feel like they just escalated everything real quickly. Not necessarily complaining about that. But, of course, it happens right as college football is coming out. Listen, these cards they dropped are absurdly good. The 99s are really good. I'm glad that the rare rounds were 99s, by the way. Given where the power creep was, I was concerned that the rare rounds were going to be 97s, and the cards weren't going to be as good. They did all-star content like they should do all-star content. They did all-star content like they should do all the content. And that's not me saying everything should be 99s, but in the way in which everything was structured. Structurally, this was the best drop they've had all year, without question. And it's only going to get better when later today, meaning Sunday, the day I'm recording this, the Hall of Fame content comes out, which I'm recording, obviously, prior to that. I've got stuff to do today. Whatever. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame evolution programs and the event on Tuesday's podcast. There's always going to be an element with MLB The Show 24 of they didn't do enough to keep people during the college football, like initial stages of college football. And I get that, and I see that, and this game has alienated people long before college football came out, to be fair. But I don't know if I 100% make the correlation between college football killed this game. Because college football was always going to, I'm going to reiterate it till the cows come home. Always, college football was going to take away the player base. Some of it, not all of it. And if you're still playing MLB The Show, great. I am. If you're playing college football, great. Have a blast. Play whatever game you want, however you want, as much as you want, or as little as you want. I don't care. No one should care. Play the games you want to play. I see like these feuds online between 2K players and college football, and I'm like, what? Leave everyone alone. Just let them play. Who cares? Neither here nor there. College football did not kill MLB The Show. MLB The Show needs to make changes, but I would argue it's not dead, because this content drop, if it can be replicated and scaled for different parts of the year, because obviously you don't have all-star stuff every year, do stuff like this. Do programs like this. Do content like this. Do drops like this. This was excellent. You guys know how I feel about Team Affinity. I usually say like 3 or 4 of them are good for your team. The rest are crap. There were like 25 legitimate Team Affinity cards that you could use for your team right now. Like, legitimately use. That's unbelievable. That's phenomenal. So, that's the stuff I want. Getting back to your question, you are not wrong to feel jaded or cynical, because the timing is everything. We just live in a world where timing is everything. And it might be too little too late for some people, and that is, of course, okay. But I'm thrilled with the content drop. It exceeded my expectations. Even after knowing what the content was going to be, it exceeded my expectations, so I think they did a great job. Truthfully, I think they did a great job. But Kev, thank you for your question. I appreciate your contributions to the Discord. Lastly, we have Scott. For All-Star Week content, should there even be an All-Star collection? Since they do live content based off the game itself, I would think leaving more options for base, mid, and rare round performances would be ideal. Also, it seems like they have been a bit more generous with packs centered around All-Star Week. Do you think we see All-Star cards for players who didn't get Team Affinity cards? So, a couple layers to this question. I'll start at the end first. Like the Phillies didn't get it. They had 8 All-Stars. They didn't get a ton of cards. They got a Trey Turner, they got a Bryce Harper, they got an Alec Boehm, and whoever their Team Affinity was, Zach Wheeler. I think that's the only 4 they got cards for so far. I could for sure see an instance in which Christopher Sanchez gets one, or Ranger Suarez, I think, was an All-Star, and whoever else I'm missing. I could for sure see that. Who knows? Maybe this event that comes out on Sunday actually has those cards. I don't know. So yes, I could see that happening. I don't know if they'll be BR or World Series rewards, because that would then scale them weirdly, because those at this point should be 99s, and I don't know if they should be 99s, those types of players. Just the 2 I referenced. But you never know. But going back to the top, should there be an All-Star collection? Let's talk about the All-Star collection. So, it's this one. Nope, that one. So the All-Star collection, also, just realized my camera's down here right now. I haven't moved it back from the last video, so this is where it stays. Sorry. The All-Star collection had a lot of good cards in it. Also had some draft guys in it, but it had Emmanuel Clase, who got the save in the game. Chris Sale, who I don't think pitched in the game. Fernando Tatis. Paul Skeens, who of course started the game. Shohei Ohtani, who hit a 3-run nuke in the game. And Aaron Judge, who was present during the game. I don't think he did much of anything. I see where you're coming from, because Shohei Ohtani probably could have gotten an even better card somehow. Maybe his clutch would have been higher, or his vision or something. Because he hit the 3-run homer during the game. And yes, it does limit the types of cards they can produce. Like, what had happened if Shohei Ohtani got MVP of the All-Star game? Would they have to give us another 99? That would have been silly. So, what I think they should have done was give us, what if, just for the sake of argument, just for the sake of having this debate, sorry, I didn't mean to close out, what if, like, Judge and Skeens were the next BR rewards? What if Tatis and Sale were from Ranked? Clase and Ohtani could be later down the line, or something, an event, or headliner, chase pack, something. I think there should have been a collection, because it incentivizes completing things. These should have been legends. These should have been Legend All-Star throwbacks. I don't know why SDS this season this year, seems to be allergic to giving us good Legend cards. Like, more often. I don't know if it's been pushed that we need to use more current players, or maybe they know their Legend pool is kind of shallow, so they're trying to just be really sparse with how they kind of stretch them out. I think the collections should have been Legends when you propose it the way that you propose it. Because you're right, they do potentially run into obstacles where, oh no, we just released this guy in a collection. Like, this 99 Aaron Judge. I know people don't like using Aaron Judge cards. I'm actually using him on my God Squad because I'm an Aaron Judge fan. But this is the best Aaron Judge we've ever gotten. Incredible contacts, max power, 78 vision's really good. 113 clutch, a little low, but it's fine. A little low considering he's Aaron Judge. But, this card's incredible. It really, truly is a really good card. If he was the All-Star Game MVP, I don't know how you create a card better than this. So, I think sometimes they run themselves into corners they don't intend to run themselves into. They could just get out of their own way with some of the decisions they make. But overall, like, to kind of put a bow on this, and again, talk about it more tomorrow, I don't know if it's reasonable to ask for any more from what they did from the All-Star content. They did a really friggin' good job, and I'm really happy they did, because it was getting to the point where every drop they were doing was less and less exciting and unenthused, or unenthusing. It's not a word. But this was good. They killed All-Star content. Folks, that will do it for this edition of the 10-Minute Mailbag. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have questions to ask. Make me answer your stuff. Put it down below. Put the pressure on. If I don't answer it, ask it again and again and again and again. Let's have conversations about this great game. More like great series of games. Jury's still out on 24, I guess. And just to reiterate, MLB The Show content's going nowhere. We're still uploading on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays and Fridays, for a little bit, will be college football. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I improve. If you don't like it, I don't care. It's my channel. Thank you guys. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.